Hey Joe,
Hey, John, how are you?
doing good, brother.
To the Ozarks, man. You see Justin Bateman out there?
Love that show, by the way.
How great's that? Let's go. Let's go. All right, John, you and I ran into each other at the World Orlando Marriott, you came to speak for my company in February. You rocked it out of the park, and you mentioned you had a book coming out that it took you 16 days to type, but 54 years to write. Take it from there.
That is so true. The seven commitments of a great team. And this book is really special. It's impactful. When you read this book as a team and you implement the seven commitments, you will go to a higher level. You will work more productively. You will accomplish more. You will actually enjoy each other more. You will love each other more. And you will become a stronger team. I wrote that for that purpose. And in writing this book, it was a lot of my own stories. It was a lot of stories that I gathered along the way, working with so many different teams, successful sports teams, business teams, and I knew what made a great team. And having that experience and weaving in some of my own experiences from being on teams myself was really cool. The main scene that opens up the book is Tim, the main character. He's got a business and he is struggling with his business as an owner. And he's visiting Coach Richie, who is on his deathbed. And Coach Richie says to Tim, teammates are forever, Tim. Teammates are forever. And that actually happened to me. I was talking to Coach Richie a month before he passed away, and he said those exact words to me. And he was a coach who changed my life. And I said, so are coaches who change your life. And I couldn't stop thinking about being a forever leader and being a forever teammate. Like, are teammates really forever? Can you be a forever leader? Is it really forever? Because forever is a long time. And as I wrote this book and talked about the seven commitments, at the end, you find out whether it's possible to really be a forever teammate, a forever leader. And I give you the blueprint and the framework to do it. And Coach Richie passed away, but he lives on in me. And now I hope this book inspires so many others.
This is so much life imitating art, art imitating life. You're Tim, or at least the Tim's based
Yeah.
on you. Coach Richie, your coach at Cornell, and then congrats on that national championship. And just so much, I see that you have the guy you
Yeah.
played with, who you didn't win a national championship with, goes to Maryland and he does his thing and kind of beats maybe Cornell once or twice.
Yeah,
And
how cool is that? That
crazy.
Tills is in the book. He's one of the characters in the book, and it's pretty cool because Coach says Tills is going to be a great coach one day in the book, which he becomes a great coach, and has won several national championships himself. Beat Cornell a few years ago in the national championship, and he was my teammate at Cornell, and now Cornell beat Maryland and beat Tills to win a national championship for the first time in 48 years. So, as an alumni, very exciting. As a former lacrosse player for Cornell, very exciting. And Coach Richie, I know, was smiling. Coach Richie really built this program. It was a Cornell family that he ultimately built and created, and we're a part of that family. And Tills is part of that family. And the wild thing is, Jeff Tambroni was the coach of the Penn State team that Cornell had to beat in the semifinals. And Jeff Tambroni coached at Cornell, and he was George Boiardi's coach from the book The Hard Hat. And George Boiardi wore number 21. This was 21 years after he passed away that Cornell won the national championship. His family was there. When people told me it was 21 years at the semifinals, I said, wow, this is our years. This is special. This is beyond. This is beyond lacrosse. This is like heavenly. This is another realm. And everyone knew something was going on. They couldn't explain it, but they felt it. And it was cosmic. It was magical. It was special.
No mistakes in the universe. A couple months back, I was lucky enough to have Catherine on, your wife, who's incredible. We talked relationship grit, and one thing we both agreed on, we had a favorite Jon Gordon line. And I said, my favorite Jon Gordon line in all the books you've ever written, and all the speeches I've ever seen you give, said, where there's a lack of communication, negativity will fill it. That has been replaced with teammates are forever. That is so powerful. It almost gets you emotional when you hear it. And,
I had
and
someone the other day when I shared it. I spoke at a conference, and someone said the minute you said teammates are forever, they got emotional. And
yeah,
I got to admit, I cried when I wrote that scene in the book in the beginning when Coach Richie says that, because he really did say it to me. And when you think about it, like, you have an impact on the people that you work with. You have an impact on your team, and how you show up every day. You can impact them in a negative way or a positive way. You can impact them temporarily or eternally, forever.
Mm.
It's the love that lasts.
Yeah.
It's the care that lasts. When you show up, and I know you do this, Joe, you love others, you care about others, you impact them. They feel it. And when you make people feel something, that's ultimately what they remember. So I just love that I get to
Yeah.
talk about this. And this book is making people
Yeah.
feel something, because I had a head coach in the NFL text me the other day, said they read the opening scene,
Mhm.
put the book down and cried, literally cried, and then thought about all of the coaches who impacted them on their journey and sent a note to each coach, prayed for each coach, and then asked themselves, how do I want to be remembered? What do I want my guys to say about me in the future?
Yeah. I think one thing, if you could speak to one of the things I pulled out of this book, probably the main thing, you kind of exposed the dirty little myth that's false about goal setting. Everyone's like, you need a goal. You need a goal. One of the most powerful things I think in that book is when Coach Richie had you write the goals down, and what do you had to do? You made rip them up. Then he ripped all
Rip
the
them up.
goals up, and commitments crush goals. And I am so sold after reading this book. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, it's so great that you said that, because goals are great and it's good to have goals, but your goals will not take you to where you want to go.
Mhm.
It's your commitments
Yep.
that will take you to your goals. If you're committed and you commit to the process, that will ultimately allow you to succeed and have your goal come to life. So it really is about commitments. Now, again, goals are great, but it's your commitments that lead to greatness.
Mhm.
You want to be great. Don't focus on your goal, focus on your commitments. And I now have teams literally write down their goals, and I have them rip them up, and they get mad. But then I say, now tell me your commitments. And the conversation is so much different as we start talking about commitments versus the goals.
Yeah, because let's just say someone like you said, I want to write one book this year. That's your goal. But if you said a commitment, I'm going to write 1,000 words a day. You might write 3 books. Like that commitment will 3x your goals, right?
Yeah,
10x your
well,
goals.
that's how I've written 32 books. Is I wake up every day when I'm writing a book and I commit to writing that
Yep.
day. I commit to the process.
Yep.
If I don't commit, the book doesn't get written. It doesn't matter if I have a goal to write a book. I've got to commit to writing it. The commitment is the action that leads you to the
Yeah.
goal. So it's always about action, and it's about the verb to accomplish the noun.
Yeah.
The goal is the noun, and then you got the verb of commitment, the action.
Yeah. I know your time is tight. What do you think if someone's reading this, right? And they say, John, I believe this. I'm a leader. My team needs a lot of work. What's the first commitment I should jump into? Like what's the one that they could like give me a good starting point? What commitment would you start with?
But what I love about this book for leaders and teams is it's so tangible. Like, everyone could focus on these 7 commitments. Like, you
Mhm.
wake up every day, hey team, are we committed? We even
Yep.
have a checklist, a commitment checklist. Maybe you could put in the show notes where we have the 7 commitments checklist, where you can
Okay.
actually see where you're succeeding and what commitments need to be focused upon and really be made a priority. And so with the leaders, it's all about, hey, we're going to commit to these 7 things. I believe they all matter, but again, you start with vision and mission. Where are
Mhm.
we going and why are we going there? You want everyone aligned and committed to the vision and mission, because you wake up each day, you know what you're working towards. You have the mission, you have the vision. And when you're driven with that mission, and you have a purpose, you're not going to get burned out when obstacles come your way, because we don't get burned out because of what we do. We get burned out, we forget why we do it. I tell people all the time, like, you were driven, you were working hard, you were passionate, you were accomplishing, and you know what? You were working a lot of hours. You were working your butt off, and you were in some ways tired, but you weren't drained. You woke up the next day more energized than ever. And then there was another time where you're working hard. You're doing the same amount of work and you're giving everything you got, but now you are drained. What's the difference? What's the difference? It's whether you have the mission, the passion, the purpose, and also the devotion to what you're doing. Are you in that higher state of mind? If you are, you're energized by it. If you're in the lower state of mind, you're drained by it. So it's really not the circumstance. It's not the work you're doing. It's what are you bringing to the work you're doing. So I want teams to focus on that vision and mission. And the other one is you got to be committed to each other.
Yeah.
Like if you are not committed to each other, you're not going to accomplish your goals because it's so much more than the vision and mission. Every day you got to look around and see the person to the right of you, to the left of you, the person in front of you, and you got to commit to them.
Mhm.
Commit to the person in front of you. Commit to the moment. Commit to the opportunity. Commit to your team. And when you do that, you'll be committed to greatness.
Yeah, because if I know you have my back and I have your back, we could do great things. So we're not afraid to put ourselves into danger or harm's way because I know you're behind me or I'm behind you. And that just gives you so much courage and just gives you motivation to get rolling, right?
It's courage, it's confidence, and it's
Yeah.
trust. Like
Yeah.
we have trust that we're in this together and we're fighting for each other instead of against each other. And when adversity strikes, because every team will face adversity, do you run away or do you run towards?
Mhm.
And it's the great teams that run towards each other.
Yeah. Last point you mentioned when I heard you speak down in Florida, which you just knocked it out of the park. You said life is a series of sprints in a boxing match. That's freaking great. It's not like Marcus Aurelius wrote that. Like that is just on the money. And then that when you get tired, right? That's where your commitments come through because if you commit to your commitments, that gets you through that when you're tired and you feel like you're beat up, right? You can fall back on them and they can carry you through the tough times, right?
Yeah, you're running hard through life. It is a series of sprints, and it's also a marathon combined with a boxing match. You're not just running, but you are getting hit along the way. And so as you're getting hit, you get knocked down. You get back up. You get knocked down. You get back up. Your commitment to getting back up, your commitment to moving forward, your commitment to the project, your commitment to the team, even though you're facing adversity and setbacks, you don't give up along the way because you have the commitment to what you want to accomplish and the commitment to the people you're working with. It's like grit. What drives grit? Well, love drives grit. If you don't love it, you'll never be great at it. And because you love it, you keep on working at it. Well, love and commitment go hand in hand because commitment is really love in action. I love someone. I love what I'm doing. I love what we're working towards. And I have to then commit and sacrifice in order to achieve it. Commitment always requires service and sacrifice. There's always going to be a cost when you're committed, but the reward is so much greater. And so, yeah, you keep going forward, you keep working hard when you're committed. You're going to get tired and drained, but the commitment to each other connects you, that gives you strength. The commitment to the mission energizes you, uplifts you, and that's why you don't give up.
I think love and commitment is about as good as a spot as any to wrap this up. John, I just want to end with a quick quote that you said at our meeting when I saw you speak live, and it just connected with the audience. You ended with, no matter what happens, keep running, stay positive, never give up, and move forward no matter what challenges or obstacles you are facing. That's just not great advice for work. It's a great advice for life, your family. Appreciate you coming on, John. If our listeners are looking for you and what you do online or your day of development, where can we find you?
Thanks, Joe. They can go to jongordon.com, JON Gordon.com. They can check us out there. Also, check out certifiedpositiveleader.com. That's a new thing that we just launched. Very exciting. We are now literally developing positive leaders and giving them the certification in one day into our leadership framework. And then it's a community where we uplift you and we strengthen you and a tribe of people who are all positive leaders together, working together. It's a monthly Zoom session where we're actually doing monthly lessons on leadership plus Q&A. I'll be doing 4 of those in the course of the year, and I got my incredible trainers doing the other sessions, teaching leadership. So if you want to be a better leader, this is your growth opportunity. And it's also a catalyst. We're actually giving you 80 leadership tools to deal with different situations, different obstacles as a leader in order to build a stronger team. So it's my new mission to develop positive leaders around the world. And this is the vehicle now of how we're doing it.
That's John. What's next? When do you think the next one comes out?
Yeah, it's one or two. It's gonna be one or the other. I'm not sure which one yet. And it's either The Power of Positive Habits, which I think is gonna be a cool book on how to exponentially grow you, and a sequel to The Energy Bus.
Awesome. When they come out,
My first sequel came out in 2007, so this would be the first sequel, and I'll never planned on writing it, but this is sort of power positive leadership concepts in a fable form. And you tell me, Joe, do you like the title, The 11 Laws of Leadership, 11 Laws of Positive Leadership, or do you like The Energy Bus Rides Again?
I like the energy bus rides again. Absolutely. That's it. That's your mantra, man. The energy bus. That's you. Because anyone that's connected to you sees energy bus rides again. They jump right into it.
All
Absolutely.
right, you got it, my
You
brother.
go, hey man, dude, just like Godfather 2 coming out. Can't wait to see it, man. Keep leading me. Keep
Thank
leading,
you,
John.
Joe. Appreciate you, brother.
Take care. See you, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.